Dear doctors, please start treating me like your customer. I wish I did not have to write this article, but I'm back at square one and this is my last option. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. I know that there is at least one person reading this wanting to help me or work with me. That is my intuition. My name is Grytushin, but in English I refer to myself as GT, just to simplify things according to pronunciation, and I would rather use my energy or something productive instead. Like right now, for example, me writing this article. My body is 46 years old, my mind and my soul, I have no idea, but I know that in this lifetime I have always been an empath. Everything always works out for the best for everyone when I trust my intuition. I have always been smart, sensitive, empathic, intuitive. I have memories that comes in images, like videos in a way. I'm not seeing things that are not there or hearing voices in my head. All there is are memories in my mind, and these memories appear in any way we can experience it with our physical senses. And every word I write are just my thoughts, opinions, and ideas brought to light. I believe that love is honesty. Words can be used for healing when they are used to tell the truth. So here I am, telling my truth. If I can help only one other person in this life in addition to myself, it would be worth my struggles. I love you. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. Wrong. You do not have to be a doctor, psychologist, therapist, lawyer, or God to be able to see why this is wrong. I am none of these things, and to me it's perfectly clear why this is wrong. I am living, breathing proof that words can hurt you. Tremendously. I am not talking about being bullied at school, because I did not experience much of that kind of narcissistic abuse. But I experienced a whole lot of other key experiences in my life that made me wise enough and strong enough to heal from narcissistic abuse today. My body has been running more or less successfully for 46 years, going on 47. Words, words, words are the #1 manipulation tactic in the world. I believe I have found a way to heal my depression with a plant. That might be the cure for Epidermolysis Bullosa Simplex Depression and complex PTSD. Before you freak out and start yelling about potheads or like my mother get sad because you didn't know I used drugs, keep on reading. It will make sense eventually. I believe I have lived 46 years of this life learning the meaning of life. I believe I am waking up, and I want to help others wake up too. Wake up to the truth that has been hidden from us. I have published and emailed this article to everywhere possible, I think in total 122, including emails, videos, articles, and my only reason for doing so is to get the necessary medicine and experience to find treatments that can help others heal. I'm not looking for a conflict about money. I'm only researching my life and searching for ways to share what I have learned for the last 4 years. I believe I have researched my way into the answer to how we treat PTSD, depression, Epidermolysis Bullosa Simplex, and cancer in a much healthier way, both for our physical body and for our minds and our souls. I am now at a point where I have so much information about my own skin that is infected with a gene defect in my skin. I am now at a point where I have so much information about my own skin that is infected with this gene defect. How EBS is connected to PTSD, CPTSD, clinical depression, sun, seawater, and cannabis, used in only the ways that are available. And in my country it is highly illegal, but some of the specialists at the hospitals are starting to open up to medical cannabis use and the benefits, but it's still extremely difficult to get a prescription for it from the specialist. Instead, people waste a lot of time and money to go to Netherlands or Denmark to get the said prescription. My experience is with OUS, Oslo Universitetssykehus Rikshospitalet, Oslo, Norway. I have also unwanted experiences at UUS, Ullevål Universitetssykehus, but this experience is based on my disappointment with OUS. When I first started writing this article, my mindset was different. I was so excited because 3 days ago I was about to get help. I was about to tell my story to the specialist and get their help to be able to travel to the sun and the sea and to be able to not live as a criminal trying to heal my skin. Little did I know, the day that I truly believed I was going to be able to share my wisdom about a genetic skin disorder, it exists minimal with documentation or information for. I have been researching on EBS, and my only option was to try everything possible on myself, educate myself, put it into words to provide important information for the entire international health department. I cried, and I felt like a 3-year-old for 2 whole days. I almost ended up in the basement again, and I cried my eyes out. What helped me reflect, focus, and take action? Marijuana. So let me get into what happened 3 days ago. I have one sentence stuck in my head. Dear doctors, please start Dear doctors, please start treating us as your customers, teachers, and experts on our own bodies, instead of as your patients with your only focus to heal my physical body. I believe love is honesty. Lies are the opposite of love. We need to communicate with our Creator. Believe in the facts that we can find in any... I believe love is honesty, and the lies are the opposite of love. We need to communicate with our Creator. Believe in the facts we can find in any historical document. I believe I have opened myself up spiritually because of my life. I believe I might be an indigo adult, empath, recovering codependent, narcissistic abuse survivor, an old soul with a playful heart, twin flame, starseed, light worker, which most of them were non-existent in my life until the 1st of January 2015. I believe in numerology, astrology, history, and that we have positive powers within us. We just need to work through any bad karma to be able to release our karma. I believe in numerology, astrology, history, and that we have positive powers within us. We just need to work through any bad karma to be able to release our trauma. I believe we have been lied to from birth. I believe it is possible to heal negative narcissistic behavior, but most importantly, I believe we can prevent our children from becoming negatively narcissistic. We have to start from birth. I believe we can find the answers with our parents and parents' parents, and most importantly, we have to start with our genes. If you want to know more about me, I can recommend finding me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, in real life, and YouTube. And if you want to work with me or help me anyway, I invite you to email me. Again, I'm not a doctor, psychologist, therapist, mother, teacher, politician, fitness expert, chiropractor, priest, or God himself, but I have existed in this body for 46 years, this being my 47th year on this planet. I have experienced childhood trauma, teenager trauma, adult trauma. I loved a younger man who abused me emotionally and mentally, and I lived to tell about it. I have only 3 addictions. Sugar, especially big lumps of strawberry flavored sugar, the only thing filled with sugar I cannot live without. Nicotine. Cigarettes is an even bigger poison than alcohol, and my highest wish is to stop smoking cigarettes. Caffeine. I love my iced coffee, but it is filled with milk, so I have to start making my own with coconut milk. So, why do I want to tell my story? Why did I have such a huge problem with the way I was treated at OUS? Who am I to say anything about this matter? Well, I am a human being working really hard to have my human rights and needs met. Before I tell you anything about my investigative journalism, I will tell you about OUS. In 2013, I was admitted at OUS, Rikshospitalets hudpoliklinik, where they were 8 persons, maybe more, present in the exam room. They had to irritate my skin to provoke the skin to break out. They had to send the tissue samples to London. From what I understand, the lab in London was the only one capable of determining a diagnosis. Epidermolysis Bullosa Simplex. I got my first physical SAR when I was 21, but when I look back, I believe that my hair, nails, skin, and teeth has been affected by this already from around 1 year of age. Well, I got my diagnosis, stopped. Why? Going to the dermatologist. I was never called back to OUS, never been followed up by my RGP, my doctor, until this last year. Because I contacted him, again, after being harassed by my leaders in the company I worked as a shop manager, and the harassments went on for 3 of the 4 years I worked there. They made the final push the summer of 2018. So, I have always managed my skin in the best way possible with the means available. Work my ass off in jobs I loved, work out, mostly dancing related, and I found out quite early that a warm, dry climate with daily baths in seawater is healing my skin when I have outbreaks. And I can walk a lot, wearing only minimal clothing, without being afraid of damaging my fragile skin. I also need to be mentally and emotionally healthy, so I started early to travel to warm countries to experience exactly this. I have treated my EBS for 25 years, constantly investigating my skin and my mind. I have lived with depression for 29 years, constantly investigating, recovering information in any way possible. For the last 2 years, I have found more and more information on the internet. The world has changed a lot these last 2 years. 2 years of investigation and of learning how to heal. Last summer, I learned about cannabis in private medical cannabis clubs in Spain, and I find oil and ointment made from cannabis. My skin healed completely in the 2 last weeks in Spain. I experienced a lot of spiritual healing in Spain. I will not bore anyone with a sob story about what a victim I am and how sorry you have to feel for me. I will only tell you the story about my life, showing you my memories through my words. I have found natural substances which can be used and consumed in various ways. I want to quit smoking cigarettes, so I am now looking into vapor pens with cannabis oil. My skin benefits from topical oil, ointment and creams, sun, sand, and salty water, recreation, relaxation, and exploring nature. I started a new job 2 days after I got home from Spain, and I was super excited to start. Everything worked out. Too good to be true, actually. My skin was perfect. Well, as perfect as my skin could ever be, that is. My mind was open, positive, creative, and I had made my peace with my true love, who broke my heart and almost the rest of me. I was yet again broke. Then winter set in. I was happy from 8th of October until 14th of November 2018. Then winter set in, and my skin had the worst outbreak I have ever seen in my skin. I am writing this the 9th of April 2019, 11th of April updated. Yesterday I finally had my appointment at OUS. Finally. I am going to get help. I even got emotional and cried like a child. A little bit. I was so tired and so thankful that finally I could relax and let the experts help me kick the ass of all my disorders one time and for all. All when the consultant asked me some questions and took another biopsy. I overheard them discussing diagnosis, and I asked them, what kind of diagnosis were you discussing about? I told them that I got the diagnosis from the lab in London. Why did they discuss the diagnosis? It was already there. Now I even have it on paper. She printed it out and handed me together with the papers for the blood samples. Oh, London! You should have said that before. She heads to the computer and starts checking my journal, finds the document from London, and then turns around and continues with her business. We will do the biopsy anyway. I felt dizzy and very emotional, and when she noticed that, her response was, this is nothing, just some small pricks with a needle. I responded with the fact that I'm used to needles and cutting, testing, radiation, etc. from 2007 when I had cancer. It's not the physical aspect of the situation that upsets me, it's the emotional. When you feel the hurt emotion of your 3-year-old self and a medical consultant talk to you like you are exactly that, a human with the experience and the mental health as a 3-year-old. I expect a lot from my leaders, and most of all, I expect a lot from the medical professionals. I expect them to know more than me, have experienced more than me, and to be my support when I'm no longer able to move forward on my own. That day I felt I was not heard at all. The only person that belonged there was the assisting nurse. She was amazing. And the only reason why I didn't freak out in hysterically crying madness, I got to say some of what I have tried for my skin's health. I told her what, and added what is working for me. Sun, sea, sand, simsalabim. Cannabis, that is. No follow-up questions on that? Okay. So, this is not a hospital that is going to help me get that kind of medicine. I tried one last time, when the consultant was finishing up the paperwork. I told her that I wanted to apply for a health travel on behalf of Healthful, like the health department. Pfft, no, you're not gonna get that. It's only patients with psoriasis who get those kind of trips. End of story. We are going to help you now. So we are going to apply to get you admitted to the hospital, and we will help you and teach you how to take care of your wounds. It's going to take some weeks. Ha det bra. Bye bye. I felt like an object, and that the only ones who can help fix it. I felt like an object, and that the only ones who can help fixing my skin are the professionals. My opinions didn't mean anything. I was not given the opportunity to explain what has worked so well for me. I felt they saw me as stupid for saying that sun and seawater is the best things for my skin, because with Epidermolysis Bullosa Simplex, it is the opposite. Yes, normally it is. That is why it has been so difficult for me to find any information about my skin condition. That is why I had to study myself and find the answer. That day I was not even given the chance to share the information I have. I believe that what I know can possibly help someone else with EBS, but instead of embracing my knowledge and helping grow further, my heart broke again. Instead of being on the healing road that I've been for the last 2 years, I was back in 2013 when they sent my skin tissue to London. It's like the last 6 years never happened, like I did not discover shit. I do not need help to take care of my wounds, and I believe it's a waste of money to admit me to the hospital to teach me something I know better than anyone, no matter how professional the doctors are. I need special made clothes, silicone bandages, infused in medicinal oils. I need edible and topical oils, ointments and creams. I need to stop with antidepressants, quit nicotine, and my addiction to sugar. I need to stay out of work and change my profession so that I don't have to stop working. I have to travel to warm countries by the sea where I can find legal ways to treat my skin the way I have learned it to be treated. From the 11th of December until today, the 9th of April, I have not had sun, seawater, or any topical treatment other than a strong one, Dermovat, to treat my skin. All my depths comes from me treating my skin and my emotions. 29 years with depression and 25 with EB gives me some kind of competence to suggest better treatments. But most of all, I should be met with respect and listened to. So, now I have a huge challenge. My skin is at the worst it has ever been because of this. I have all the information needed for you to grow as medical professionals in more than one field, but you have to grow your EQ and start observing and listening to your customers. Us. If it was not for us needing your professional help, you will not be needed in hospital. You will not be needed in hospitals. If you start listening, you will soon notice that your job as a physician will be much easier. A lot of us has done all the work for you. The only thing you need to do is to give us the opportunity to further develop our individual treatments and let us give you the information needed to develop better medication, healthier medication, bandages, and so on. Please listen to me and help me find someone who can help me realize my vision and find the right professionals for this task. I would ask you, the reader. I will ask you, the reader, to do the same. I love you. Wake up now.